Holy live. There was so many questions for me to be able to go live. I forget that there's a lot of things happening in order to make this happen. Welcome. It's a little bit dark. I'm going to back up, get onto my mat, and hope that some people join us. Obviously, live is awesome, and that helps connect the community, but also having people be able to just tap into this at any time is really the main goal. Yeah. So, welcome to my home. I am Nikki. This is Slow Your Roll Yoga. I'm actually going to connect to my earphones and give this a few minutes to get started. I feel really far away. Cool. Wonder if I can make this. Okay, first live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hopefully you can hear me. Maybe if you are on the live, since I'm so far away, if you could just say hi. Of course, as soon as I start, my little pup always has to be in the mix, yeah? So just as I get started, I know this is our first session, and so if you have all the things you need, great. If you have an established yoga practice, wonderful. If this is your first time, that's amazing. Hi, all good with the sound. Hi, my Jasmine. Oh, warm, warm, warm heart. That makes me so happy to see you. I just got full body chills. I'm going to be pretty far away from the chat, so feel free to pop in and ask questions, and I will get to them towards the end. Again, this is kind of one of those things that I just want to get started and create this space for people to connect and establish a yoga practice. I know that we're all struggling a little bit to find our groove again, and this online world has become our norm, and I think that's such a beautiful thing. My Jasmine, my beautiful Jasmine that's on here, also teaches yoga online and in person, so it's just really amazing to connect and be here together. As I was saying, I like to just really set up my space, and of course, right where I set up my space, my pup is laying down now. I think it's really important to just establish a sacred space, a space where we kind of start telling our body, this is where we come to relax. This is where we come to settle in. This is where we come to find this sacred moment so that it is truly a self-care practice. Because when we go to a studio or when we just kind of like roll out our mat and get going, that becomes more, in my opinion, an external working out type practice, and that's okay too. A lot of the times that we need that space, we need that, just like, hey, I'm going to roll out my mat and I'm going to do a few stretches. But for Slow Your Roll Yoga, the intention is really to just slow down, right? To take a moment, to find a deep breath, to come within. So in setting up that space, for me, I always like to light a candle. This just kind of like starts the practice for me. This makes things feel a little bit romantic, a little bit self-care-ish. It just kind of like lights the way. And also I like to bring in the elements of our world, right? So like earth, wind, fire, water, that kind of just connects me to the moment. It makes things again a lot more intentional, a lot more sacred. So starting with fire, I'm actually a fire sign. So it really helps me feel connected to get that fire space going. And if I had a fireplace, that thing would be lit up because it is cold here and finally snowing. We haven't had snow in a long time. My next piece will connect me to earth, which is this beautiful natural stone, crystal stone. Stones are so healing. They're very grounding. They help you bring the whole body back to grounding. We tend to be flighty and energy is everywhere. So a stone is a grounding and earthing piece, an element. And so if you have a stone, that's always wonderful. I have a rock or a stone in my pocket at all times. I have a little bit of rose water mist. I live for this stuff. My whole life is rose watered. Rosewater the pup. Just kind of bringing in this like cleaning of the air, clearing of the energy. Rosewater is cheap and easy. You can find it in any of your Whole Food stores. So if you like that and resonate with that, I highly recommend having a little bit of rosewater in your life. So that'll be my water element. I also have a little bit of tea in a really special cup that's special to me. This just kind of keeps me grounded through my practice as well. So I have my earth, fire, water, and then air. So I'm really big on smudging. This is Palo Santo. I always try and buy it sustainably sourced. So I can light my Palo Santo and kind of get some air going through here. It's a really cleansing way to do it. And actually I'm going to use my candle because that tends to light it a little bit better. So again, this is our first practice, so I just want to set the space, set the tone. If these are things that you've never thought of and you're like, what the heck, and you're learning and you're feeling like you don't have what you need, take a deep breath and slow your roll and come back into the space. Now you'll know for next time, and now you can start gathering. It's taken me quite a few years to really figure out what sets my space, what sets the tone, and it changes all the time. So as I sage, cleaning the energy, as we move through life, energies connect to us, whether we like that or not. Positive energies, negative energies, all of the energies, we are all made up of energy. So I always like to just sage myself, Palo Santo myself, get a little bit of just air moving here. So if that feels good to you, if that resonates with you, highly, highly recommend. I mean, this is a great way to just cleanse the air in your home, getting a little bit of that air moving. And that kind of sets up my space. Oh, and then I like to have a journal. So much comes up for me in my yoga practice. So at the end of my practice, I will sit and journal a few things if something comes up while I'm practicing. That's my ability to kind of get my thoughts out so that when I'm done with this, I can reflect and really have the practice have a full completed circle within. So journaling is always amazing. As far as my space, I have a yoga mat, not necessary. A sticky yoga mat's awesome because it helps ground your hands and your feet and really help you stay connected. You could use a blanket, you could be right on the floor, whatever is serving you. I want this to feel like you don't need a lot, that you can just show up and move. But also if you want to set the tone and set a space and really start making your practice sacred and special, buy yourself a nice yoga mat. It's always so just the best feeling. And then you get excited about rolling it out and wanting to actually practice. And then I like to prop up. I have a little meditation cushion, but a couch cushion works wonderfully. And if you just kind of sit towards the edge of it, so you're not like totally in the direct middle of it, but we're right on the edge so that we can help roll our pelvis forward. And that might feel great on your hips and it might not. So this is all about you. This Sunday morning, slow your roll, come into the present moment is all about you. So I want you to feel comfortable and connected. I want you to feel like you're being nourished, like you're taking really good care of yourself for the next hour or so. This is all about you. So as you start to come into this space, I encourage you to either sit And find your yoga meditation cushion or your couch cushion or even lay down. So whatever position feels really serving to you here in this moment. We are going to take quite a few minutes, not the whole time, I promise. But this is more of a working in practice. We're not here to sweat it out today anyway. We're not here to like really push hard. We're not really here to like rise and grind. This is all about slow. This is all about an intentional movement. And for me, that begins with breath. So, coming into your space, whether you're lying down, sitting down, legs out in front of you, legs crisscrossed, come into the space and start to close your eyes and start to notice the parts of the body that are rooted into the mat, into the earth, into the space. What is connected the most deeply for you right here, right now? And for me, sitting on the meditation cushion, crisscrossed legs, my sit bones are rooted into the mat, into the cushion, into the mat. And really, that is my most grounded space. So, bringing our attention to where the body feels the heaviest and start to make a connection there. And without changing much, just notice the breath. Notice where you're holding it. Notice where you're carrying it. Notice what it looks like, what it feels like, and start to follow it. So feel the coolness of the air coming in through the nose. And without changing much, just a soft exhale through the mouth. Yeah, finding a nice release as we breathe in, nice and slow. And we breathe out, nice and slow. So this intentional breathing brings an immediate awareness into the body, an immediate slow down. And sometimes when we slow down, our mind takes the opportunity to start thinking loudly. And that's okay. That's what it is naturally meant to do. That is what it has done its whole existence. So, if this is your first time in more of a stillness practice, this is a perfect place to just notice. Notice what those thoughts are arriving to say. Notice the messages that they are here to deliver. And notice what it makes you feel like when you notice. Like, oh yeah, okay, those are those thoughts. Those are those reoccurring thoughts that happen all the time. Maybe your expectations are running wild. Maybe you're having some judgment already. Maybe you're a little bit anxious about what the practice will look like. Slow it down. Taking a nice big breath in and a full breath out. Settling even deeper into the space, even deeper into those parts of the body that are rooted, that are grounded. And really, you have one main intention here today, one main focus here today, and that is your breath. Your breath will be your calming, your guiding, your lighting actions. Your breath will be everything to you as you slow down. And it'll be that anchor to keep bringing you back into the present moment over and over. We find our thoughts, we become aware of them, we come back to breath. We start floating away into the to-dos of the day and the week and the month and the year, and we notice and we come back over and over and over. This is the process of our practice. Come back. What do you notice? What do you feel? And then to get some cleansing breaths going, to get the body moving and the energy flowing a little bit stronger, we're going to come in and out of the nose a little bit more consciously. So all the way in through the nose, all the way out through the nose. 4 more just like that, all the way in. Breathe it in to the tippy top. Maybe at the top, take another sip of air and exhale slowly. Let it go. And if it is not serving you to go in and out of the nose, always release through the mouth. And at the end of the breath, let a little bit more go. Good. All the way in. Sippy top at the tippy top, and let it go all the way out, grounding down, down, down. Good. All the way in. All the way out. Last one, in and out. Beautiful. Flipping the palms towards the sky, whether you're on your back or you're seated. Let the hands open up, palms reaching towards the sky. Fingertips open wide. This is our receiving mode. So here we are on a Sunday morning, slowing down, looking for some receiving energy, looking to open our hearts to messages, to guidance. And through the palms of the hands, which are an extension of the heart, we allow ourselves to be open, to receive, which sometimes can be really hard. We tend to give and give and give. So take a moment to just receive and come back to the breath. Welcome those thoughts. Notice them, become aware of them. Practice not attaching to them. Let them go and come back to breath over and over. And take a moment here in your receiving mode to notice what messages are here for you today. Why are you here? What brought you here? Think about the journey that has guided you here, the missteps, the dead ends, the times when life just turns you upside down, the moments of grief, and balanced with the moments of joy, with the paths that led you all the way, with the climbs to the top of the mountain that gave you the most beautiful views. It is all a part of your journey. Let's take a nice deep breath into the space of receiving these messages all the way in, all the way out. Really releasing through the exhale. One more, all the way in and all the way out. Good. Bringing your right hand to your heart, left hand stacked upon. Bowing the chin slightly towards chest to bring the head closer to the heart, making this beautiful circle, this circle of energy where so much is connected. Feel the heartbeat. Feel what that means to you, this life force, what we call in yoga our prana. This beautiful beating, this beautiful organ that keeps us alive all day, every day. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, heart. Thank you for all that you do, the hard work you put in every single moment of our life. Thank you. And this is a great time to find something that you're grateful for this very moment. What are you grateful for? Thank you so much for joining me here today. As you're ready, lift the hands all the way out to the sides of you, stretching nice and wide. Reach, reach, reach all the way up. Connect the fingertips at the top. Pull the hands pressed together all the way back down into the heart space as we find this movement in our body. Stretch the arms down. Inhale, reaching them up. Get longer and taller than maybe you have in a while. Connect the fingertips. Pull the hands down. Palms pressed together right at the heart center. Let's do that one more time. Hands down to the sides. Reach out nice and wide. Stretch, reach, stretch, and reach. Fingertips connect. Pull the palms down. Connect the hands. Palms pressed into one another. That extension of our heart right in front of our heart space. How beautifully connected it all is. Let's take one breath here all the way in and all the way out. Good. Bringing the hands to the knees. If you were laying down, go ahead and come back to a seated posture. And we'll do some big circles with the upper body here. Going to whichever direction feels good. We will go both ways. So just follow the natural rhythm of the breath. Slow your roll is about getting out of the thinking mind and into the feeling body. What do you need? Switching directions as you're ready. And this practice is about you. I can't just make that message more clear. This is all about you. So if any time there's a posture that feels really good and you want to stay, please do so. If there's something that's not feeling so great, modify. Do what you need to do. Listen to your body. Come into neutral, coming into a few cat-cows, seated cat-cows, hands on the knees. Inhale, heart high, pull the chest through. Really use the hands on the knees as leverage to get your back arching, your chest opening, and maybe even the chin looks up towards the sky. As you're ready, finding cat pose. Again, the knees and the hands work together as leverage as we pull the chin towards the chest and we really press through the back of the body. Two more just like that with a breath in. Let's shine forward and up, opening, opening, opening. And on an exhale, we close and contract. We bring everything together, chin to chest, pressing through the back of the body. One more big open. Feel the spine awakening. Feel the muscles opening. And exhale, contract and close and come back into your little shell. Good, and come back to center. We're going to find a little neck stretch here. So take a nice big breath in. Let's reset all the way up. Fingertips reach nice and high. Big inhale. Exhale, pull the hands to heart. Center, bringing the right fingertips down next to you. Let's rainbow that left arm up and over us, finding a nice big side body stretch. And you can play with that right hand and see how deep you want to go, right? So we can be up nice and high if that feels better. We can start to find this deeper stretch and being careful not to collapse in that right side body, and notice what that left sit bone is trying to do. Does it want to pull up? What's going on there? Good. Take a nice big breath in and a full breath out. Beautiful. And as we come up, we're going to leave that right fingertip by your right hand, all the fingertips reaching down, and bring the left ear towards the left shoulder. Good. Notice how it feels to extend through that right side. Maybe you want to play with the chin looking down, the chin looking up. This beautiful neck of ours carries a very heavy brain, a 10-pound head, they say. And so we want to give it a little bit of love. We also hold a lot of tension in our neck. And then with the left hand, reach up and around and just slowly massage the back of the right shoulder, maybe going up into the side of the neck. Yeah, and maybe like as if you're playing a piano, use the fingertips. Really press into it. Really work your way through it. I think we forget that we can really take care of ourselves in this way, that we don't need to schedule this expensive massage, although those are amazing. We can do it ourselves. And if you find that spot that just needs a little bit of extra pressure, hold there and breathe into it. Again, using this breath as a tool and as a guide to help us release, help us slow down, help us connect to the body. Good. Notice how that feels. Maybe a little bit more movement up into the back of the neck. I feel like I could spend all day here. Ooh, this neck. Good. And slowly release, bringing both fingertips out to the side and just find some little circles, nice and gentle. And how amazing that you can feel the difference from one side to the other. That right side may be feeling a little bit more blood flow, a little bit more looseness. And just notice how that feels. Good. Keeping the left fingertips connected, the right arm rainbows up and above us, this time finding a big side body stretch. Once again, play around with that left side, how deep you want to go, that left elbow bending and straightening. And notice where the right hip is this time. Does it want to pull up and out? Where is it going? Where is it leading? Good. Find that big open stretch. Take a nice big breath wherever you are. And let it go. Beautiful. And coming up and over and bringing the right ear towards the right shoulder. The right fingertips stay, the left fingertips stay reaching out. And then we take our right hand and we massage that left side this time. Just finding that space and that area that you need to connect to more deeply. Thank you, neck. Thank you, body. Thank you, all of the tension that's reminding us of what we're holding on to. And once we start listening to the body, we get to react and respond to what the body needs. So these little places of tension are messages for us. Yeah, so maybe that's a good sign to slow down, which is why you're here. And maybe it's a good time to really reflect what you are carrying, what's being held right here in these tight muscles. What is it? A little extra family stress, maybe a little bit of anxiousness for the future, a new job, or lots of people to take care of. And this is your moment to go, thank you for that message. I'm ready to release through this self-care practice, through this self-massage. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm ready to release. So beautiful. Slowly start to sit up. This time coming forward and back with the neck. Inhale, big opening, throat opening. Exhale, chin to chest, just the head movement, chin towards chest and then chin up high. Careful on that back side. It could be nice and tender. So we always want to honor just what the body needs. And then feels good. Bring the chin to the chest and slowly just rock side to side. So beautiful. Slowly rise up. One more big cleansing, clearing, big inhale, lift and reach. Exhale, full breath out. Let it go. One more just like that. Inhale. Let it go. Beautiful. If you are propped up onto a cushion or your meditation cushion, come off of it. And come onto the mat and slowly rock side to side, removing the flesh from the sit bones as we're going to take a nice forward fold here. So shake the legs out if they were bent and they need a little bit of movement and blood flow and energy. And then pause here, flex and point the toes. And just notice where this ignites in the body. Maybe roll the ankles side to side, just really feeling through this bottom portion of our body that we don't tend to pay a lot of attention to. Point and flex, point and flex. And then when you're ready, find a nice lengthened posture and bend the knees quite a bit. So I like to be nice and soft in my knees here for our first forward fold. Take a nice big breath in And stay active as we reach forward. Reach, reach, reach. Find that edge and pause. Take a breath. Hold for the exhale. One more big breath. And surrender. Let the body be heavy over the legs. Rock side to side here. The first thing I notice is some tension in my low spine, my low back. A little bit of the hamstrings are stretching out. What do you notice? What do you notice in your own body? And can you breathe into that space where it needs a little extra love? Breathe, guide, use it as a tool, and surrender. Take a breath. Let it go. Good. 2 more breath in. Notice if the exhale can bring you a little deeper. No pain, but just find that edge. Find that edge of your stretch and release down into it. 2 more. Did I already say that? Let it go. Always 2 more, right? 1 more. All the way out. Beautiful. Slowly rise up. Mermaid the legs around to one side or the other as we come into a tabletop posture. So the shoulders are right underneath the wrists. The fingers are nice and wide. Spread them, activate them. Knees are right underneath hips, about hip distance. Good. Toes can be tucked or untucked. If you're on a harder surface, tucked toes is great because it'll protect the kneecap. And then we come into our cat-cows. So inhale, breath. Press the mat away from you so we can tend to collapse in the shoulders and the elbows here. Really press the mat away from you as we ignite the fingertips. Lift and reach. Hold the chest high, the throat, the chin towards the sky. And on an exhale, round and curl. Tuck the tailbone under, chin to chest, making nice little circles of movement here in the low spine if that feels good, or maybe you just want to hold it and find some stillness. Good. On an inhale, reverse, finding your cow pose with that nice low hanging belly like a hammock. And we lift the chin high towards the sky. Exhale, round and curl, coming into an angry cat, pressing through the back body. Notice how it feels to spread the ribs apart on the back of the body. Can you feel the heart beating in the back of the body when you press up like this? What do you notice? 2 more. Inhale, big breath. Arch the spine, shine the heart, lift the tailbone high. Exhale, round and curl. Chin to chest, tuck the tailbone under, press the mat away. Last time, big breath. Use it as your guide. Inhale, shine the heart, open, open, open. Exhale, round and curl, chin to chest. Come together, close it down. Beautiful. Knees nice and wide. Big toes touch, come back to child's pose. So the knees are wide, the hips come towards the heels, the forehead connects to the mat. Good. And we slow down. We slow down in this child's pose. We find the most innocent state of our being, of our presence. Maybe this even ignites some childhood moment, a childhood memory. Just a moment of innocence, a moment where you felt really excited, you had a deep imagination, you were curious. Just go to that space, go to that innocence, find this connection. Good, and take a few deep breaths into your child's pose. Notice what it feels like to be here today, to be in this space, to be in this time. What does this moment mean to you? Good, and take 2 more breaths wherever you're at. Notice the weight of the body into the mat. Notice the breath guiding you deeper into the posture. Good, and then as you're ready, rising up through tabletop, we'll find a little balancing posture here this morning. Root down through the left hand and reach the right hand long. The arm goes long. The neck is long, so the fingertips are pressed on the left side and the gaze is to the left thumb. And then as you're ready, you can reach the left leg back, keeping the left toes connected if that feels most serving to you today. If you are ready and you would like to come into a full balance, right hand reaching long, left leg reaching back, and ignite through the left toes. The right hand is spread. The right thumb is reaching towards the sky like you're shaking someone's hand in front of you. Breathe. I like to imagine energetically squeezing everything to the center of my mat, helping to engage my core, and welcome those wiggles. Welcome all that little bit of tiny movement. Those micro movements are what help us grow. We're using muscles we maybe don't always use or use in this way. So that is how they remember. That is how they start to become more stable. So take a nice big breath in, reach, reach, reach long. Exhale, round and curl, elbow to knee underneath the body. Can you make that connection? 3 more, big breath, reach out, long, long, long. Exhale, round and curl, connect, come together. Inhale, big breath, reach and stretch, reach and stretch. Exhale, round and curl, come together. Last one, get long and get small. Good. This time, reach out nice and long, bending the left leg. Maybe this is where you stay, challenging the balance. If you feel like reaching that right hand back towards the foot, go ahead and do so. If the fingers connect to the foot, that's wonderful too. These are options, not necessarily levels of advancement. So go where the body needs to go. And if you do have connection, that right hand to the left foot, kick and reach into it. And then look forward, shine the heart. Welcome the wiggles. Come back to the breath. Open, 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 big breath in. Slow and controlled, release the foot and the hand. Stretch nice and long first, and then come back to tabletop. Good, big circles with the whole body. Going whichever direction you naturally go. Good, back to breath and switch directions. Warming up through the hips and the wrists and the shoulders, just lubricating those joints and just finding energetic movement into these beautiful spaces of our body. Coming back to center, 1 cat-cow, inhale, shine the heart, lift the tailbone high, exhale, round and curl, contract all the way in. Good, return to center, right hand roots, left hand reaches forward, the arm is long. Right foot reaches back, those right toes can stay connected onto the mat to begin, find that stability, and then slowly lift the right leg high. Nice and long, reaching from side to side. Good, breathe. Notice the difference one side to the other. Just notice we are not symmetrically perfect because that's not possible. And that's the most important thing to remember, is that each side is so different. So come into it with curiosity and wonder and grace and acceptance. Yeah, so big breath here, reach long. Exhale, round and curl, connect elbow to knee under the body. Inhale, big breath, long and reach. Exhale, round and curl, connect. 2 more, big breath, get long. Exhale, round and curl together. Last one, big breath in. Exhale, come together, hug everything in. This time, get long. Bending through the right leg this time. Pause here. Ooh, I noticed a little difference already. Reaching back if that feels good. Open the heart. And if your fingertips do connect to the foot, reach, reach, reach. And then once you have that nice strong connection, hug everything in, kick and pull through the hand, shine the heart, find your full expression. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Here we go. Big breath in. Slow and controlled, big breath out, reach first, and then find your tabletop. Last cat-cow of the morning, big breath in, warming up that spine, big breath out, round and curl. Hold through your angry cat, so pressing the mat away, pressing the rib cage up high, tuck the toes if they're not already there, and then slowly lift the knees off of the ground. So just engaging that core, that center of our body. This is the trunk of our tree. So important. So special to have a connection to the trunk of your tree and build strength within it. Feel how that feels. Hug the belly button in. Squeeze everything together, but also find some sense of relaxation. I know that sounds crazy, but find it. Find that yin and that yang where we're stretching and pulling, but also surrendering and softening. Good. As you're ready, slowly lift the hips high. Finding downward facing dog. Good. Pedal through. Probably your first down dog of the day. Wiggling the hips side to side, wagging that tail. If you've done 1,000 down dogs in your life, come into it with a little curiosity. What do you notice that's a little bit different today? Every day we show up and it's a little bit different. It's my favorite part about yoga is every time I come to my mat, I'm a little bit different. And I get to honor that and notice that. And that's so incredible to me. Take a nice big breath in. Full breath out. If down dog is new to you, your heels might be high off the ground, and that's okay. Let's bend the knees a lot and lift the hips up high. We really want to try and let the shoulders relax. So we bring the belly closer to the upper thighs. And then as the legs relax, the heels might go closer to the mat, but that's not necessarily always the goal. Again, every body is different. So just go with what feels good. We want to be in an upside down, or I guess not upside down, but a triangle type movement where the hips are high and then we connect the bottom base with the hands and the feet. Big breath in here. Full breath out. Good. Slow it down. Slow your roll. Notice the thoughts. Notice the expectations, the judgment. Come back. Come back to your center. Finding that alignment. Finding that peaceful moment. Even though we're in a posture that can be challenging, this is our practice. Finding peace amongst chaos. Because life can be chaotic. And if you can find peace in the midst of all of that, your practice is going to nourish you so deeply. Take a nice big breath in, rise up onto the toes, look forward, take as little baby steps as you can all the way forward, noticing the journey that it takes to get there. Instead of just stepping forward, can we find a practice along the way? Release the head heavy, coming into what we call ragdoll. So we want our feet at least hip distance. If you have a tight low spine or tight backs of the legs and hamstrings, the wider the feet, the better. This will just create more space for the body. And then surrender everything over. I like to bend my knees a lot here. So I'm almost sitting down into an Utkatasana, seated chair pose. And I like to let the upper body get some benefit of the relaxation here and of the lengthening. So I take it out of my legs and I allow it to be in my body. And then breathe. Notice where the head is. Notice if the neck wants to lengthen. And then if and when you're ready, you can start straightening the legs a little bit more and notice how that shifts the stretch from upper body to low body to our legs. Yeah, good. Sway side to side. If it feels right, you can grab opposite elbow and really just allow the body to hang even longer. And now let's find some stillness for our 3 breaths here. All the way in and all the way out. Release, release, release. Let it go. All the way in. Receive this breath. Take it in as the gift that it is. And then give it back. Giving it back and receiving it. This balance. So special. We don't even think about it. All day, every day, we're giving and receiving of breath, of our life force, of our pranayama. Good. Fingertips down, slowly rising up. One vertebrae at a time. Take your time. Take your time. Take your time. Coming all the way up to standing. Toe heel the feet right underneath you, hip distance. And we'll take a nice big breath in, stretch nice and high. And exhale, fold forward right away. Halfway lift, hands come to shins, reach the crown forward and back into our forward fold. Rising back up, ragdoll takes us up, slow and controlled, all the way to the top. Big inhale, reach fingertips high. Exhale, hands through heart center. One more just like that. Inhale, big breath in, stretch and reach, forward fold, hands through center all the way down, fingertips to the mat. Halfway lift, hands come to shins, crown reaches forward, and we fold. Good. Slowly rise. Ragdoll lift. Root down through the feet. Inhale. Big breath. Stretch and reach. Stretch and reach. Fingertips at the top. And then we fold forward all the way down. Beautiful. Halfway lift. Nice flat long spine. Exhale. Fold palms to mat. Step back. High plank and pause. Pause in your high plank. Press through the fingertips. Feet are spread about hip distance or more if you need more foundation. If plank is not serving you today, we won't be here long, but you can always drop to your knees. Press up through the shoulder blades, soften the elbows. Engage the core by hugging the belly button into the spine, zipping up the front of the rib cage. Take a breath. Hold for the exhale. One more big breath. Good. Drop to the knees and lower all the way to the belly. Beautiful. Untuck the toes. Root down through the tops of the feet. Press into the toenails. The hands are nice and light underneath the shoulders. Exhale the air. Inhale, rise up, low cobra. The neck is long. The gaze is at the horizon of the mat. We're really using the back of the body here. And then we exhale to fold. Good. Two more just like that. Use the strength of the spine, not the hands. Good. Exhale, fold. One more lift and lower. Beautiful. Through tabletop and downward facing dog. Take your time. Pedal it out. Notice the lengthening that we've discovered so far and how that feels in the body. Take a breath. Let it go. Good. Inhale the right leg high. Take your time and notice how high you want it to naturally go. And then come back a little bit, squaring the hips off. Notice if you can see your toes underneath you, looking down. See those right toes. Good. Take a breath. Rise up onto the left foot. So we're high on the left foot. And we look forward to gently step towards the right thumb. Dropping right away to the back left knee for Anjali Asana, Crescent Moon. Good, and breathe in. Take your time. This left hip flexor can overstretch so easily. So we want to take our time here, coming in and out of it, just letting the body know where we are going. And then once you find that edge where you feel strong and structured and soft at the same time, settle down in. Settle down in. Take a big breath in. Exhale, hands through heart center. Good. Two more. Inhale, big breath. Through heart center. One more. Good. Through heart center. Pause. And then rotate. Left elbow outside of right knee. Press the mat away. Press the hands into one another so much that they come towards the heart center. Yeah, and then maybe challenge the balance by looking up over that right shoulder towards the sky. Welcome the wiggles once again. Breathe in and let it go. One more. Let it go. Slowly rise back up to center. Press into that right foot to bring you into that center space. And then bring the left hand inside of the right foot. Reach the right hand high. So a little bit of a deeper stretch and twist. And then feel free to come up off of that back left knee. So we're in a low lunge, revolved to the right. Breathe in. Let it go. One more. Right hand down on the outside of the right foot. Step back, high plank, and pause for 5 breaths. Once again, the knees are there for you. We're not here long. Take your time. Notice where the body goes. Notice where the mind goes. Come back to center. Big breath. Let it go. One more. Press the mat away. Feel free to drop to the knees, all the way to the belly, however you want to get there. Untuck the toes. Low cobra. Inhale, big breath. Exhale, chin to mat. 2 more. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Great. Press through. Tabletop, downward facing dog. Once again, pedal it out. Find your way into the down dog that feels best for you. And take a breath. Slow it down. Good. Inhale, left leg high. Pause. Notice once again, my hip always wants to come up nice and high and open and flare out, but I'm going to close it off, keeping the hips nice and level. Noticing my toes underneath me. There they are. Breathe in and let it go. Rise up onto the right toes this time. Look forward. Step towards the left thumb right away, dropping to that back right knee. Coming up into Anjali Asana or Crescent Moon. In and out. Taking our time. Feeling the stretch on that left side. Good. And then settle down into the space where I find my edge, but I feel supported and strong. And then I find softness at the same time as I lift my arms. The shoulders stay away from my ears. And I breathe. Hugging the rib cage in. Bringing the belly button closer towards the spine. Take a breath. Hands through heart center. Inhale, big breath. Open, open, open. Hands through heart center. Pull it down into the heart space. 2 more. Lift and lower. Hands coming through heart center, just like we did at the beginning of our practice. Big breath in. Exhale, hands through heart center. This time hinge forward, right elbow outside of the left knee. Find that revolve. Press it together. Once again, pressing the hands into one another, which helps bring our heart closer to our hands. And we find a little bit of a deeper twist here. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. Press into the left foot and hug the core in so that you can lift yourself back up, rise up, and then the right hand comes inside of the left foot, the left hand high, so a little bit of a different revolve, but still twisting. And then feel free to tuck the right toes under and lift the right knee off of the mat so we find a full revolved low lunge. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Stay with me. 1 more. And left hand frames the left foot. We step back, high plank, coming into our first chaturanga. So we'll lower to our knees to start, lowering halfway or less, and then press back up so we can get into the feeling of this motion. Lower halfway, press back up. 1 more, lower and lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift, coming into up dog. So the only thing touching are our feet, tops of the feet, and hands, right? So we're pressing the mat away. We're lifting our chest. The elbows are tucked into the side of the rib cage. And then as we engage our core and slowly lift our hips high, we find our downward facing dog. Ooh, good. Pedaling back and forth, finding that downward facing dog. Take a breath. Let it go. Good. Take a breath. Slow it down. Beautiful. Rise up onto the toes. Bend the knees. Journey forward. Top of the space. Halfway lift. And forward fold. Beautiful. Slowly lower the hips down to the heels. Coming onto the back. Taking a moment here on our sit bones to find just a little bit of core, right? So we want to engage the trunk of our tree. We want the strongest trunk of our tree possible. So this isn't about how we look. This isn't about six-pack abs in a core movement of a workout. This is about our core values. This is about what keeps us rooted and grounded. This is about the strength and the softness. So as you're ready, let go and fly. So here we are in our boat. Yeah, so palms towards the sky, back in that receiving mode. Here we are, our palms, the extension of the heart. What are we receiving right now? Even if it's like, what the hell? You are receiving that. Even if it's like, maybe you're not strong enough to do this. Notice that thought, because you are so much stronger than your mind gives you credit for. This is where you prove that you can override that thinking pattern. This is where you prove that you are worthy of doing hard things, that you are capable of showing up even when the mind says, no, you cannot do that. Yes, you can. I'm here to tell you, yes, you can. If it feels good, straighten the legs, final boat, and then we'll find a little bit of movement. Hug the knees in, find a moment of release. We're going to do 5 high to low boats. So here we go. Inhale, exhale, lower, low boat. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. That's 2. Inhale, lower. 3. Inhale, lower. 4. Yes, you can. Here you go. This is your build. Last time. Inhale and lower. Hold low boat for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Amazing stretch. Hands up over the head. Reach and stretch. Engage, engage, engage the whole body. And then release and surrender. 2 more just like that. Engage and stretch and stretch and stretch the whole body. And exhale, surrender, let it go. 1 more. Stretch and reach. Point from fingers to toes. I like to squeeze my face and hug everything in, just finding so much tension, and then feel that beautiful serenity and release. Amazing. Good. Bringing the soles of the feet down to the mat. And shimmy yourself down to wherever you need to be so that the fingertips brush the backs of the heels, coming into bridge pose. So the feet point forward and the fingertips touch the backs of the heels. The knees are at a number 11 as you slowly start to lift the hips up high. And right away, I like to walk my shoulder blades underneath me. And whether that helps you connect the fingertips or not, that'll give you a nice strong foundation for you to lift up even more. And then if the fingertips do interlace, even better, we're creating this kickstand underneath us to help lift us even higher. Such an awesome goal to reach towards. If the fingertips do not connect, maybe they will someday. And if they are spread apart, that's okay too. We can still lift the hips nice and high. And then notice if the chin is collapsing into the chest, lift the chin off even so slightly will help elongate the neck. Good, breathe in. Let it go. I love this posture because you can see your breath moving in and out of your belly. So really accentuate that breath and that breathing and that movement of the belly in and out, helping distract us from the strength that's happening in the legs. Try not to squeeze the glutes too much. Relax, relax the face. Come back to the breath in and out through the belly. 3 more. Yes, you can. Stay with it all the way in. You're building that heat, that fire, that tapas within so we can burn away all the impurities and all the things that are no longer serving us. Build that heat, build that fire, build that tapas. 1 more big breath. Hold, exhale. Inhale, rise up onto the toes. On an exhale, tuck the tailbone under, release the hands if they are interlaced. Roll down, upper back, middle back, lower back. Back of the pelvis is the last to arrive. Surrender here. Soles of the feet connect, knees nice and wide. Connecting the hands, this extension of our heart, to our body. I always like to connect one hand to my low belly, but not below the belly button, and then one hand to the heart. Yeah, So I can feel both life forces, the air and the heart beating, connecting, and finding rhythm together. Both of these things that keep me moving and alive, that I'm just so incredibly grateful for, that when we slow down enough and notice, we can really find how valuable and incredible they really are. The breath moves, the heart moves. We don't have to do anything about it. But when we do connect even deeper, imagine all that we can bring to light. Just this small moment of gratitude can change our whole day, our whole world. Find it, connect to it, honor it, go deep within it. And as you're ready, slowly bring the knees close together, stacking the soles of the feet back down onto the ground. Hug the knees in, giving yourself a nice big squeeze, and then finding a little small circles on the low spine for a massage here. Yeah, back and forth. Back and forth. Once again, that self-care, that self-massage that's here for you always. Good. And then keeping the right knee in, let the left leg go long all the way to the top of the mat. Shift around as much as you need. Good. And then that left hand guides the right knee across the body as we roll into the left hip, and then reach that right arm long so that our gaze is to the right. We find that full twist. And the shoulder on the right side should be as close to the mat, if not resting on the mat, so that we can truly find a low spine twist. Just rinsing the organs, bringing new life, new oxygen, new blood to the spine. Super healthy for the mid body. Just breathing into it. What do you notice? Where are the thoughts? What do you need in this moment? Some words of encouragement. Do you need a deeper breath? Do you need a little sip of water? What do you need? Take care of you. Giving and receiving, receiving and giving, coming back to center, roll back onto the back, hug the knees in. Hug the knees in, feel the low spine. I always feel it even more deeply after that stretch. Good. Hello, my dog. And go ahead and reach the right leg long. And the left knee stays pulled in for just a moment, and then we let the right hand guide the right knee across the body as we find a supine twist on the other side. Down dog is my down dog. Lay down. Lay down. There you go. Good. And then reach that left hand long, gazing towards the left fingertips. The left shoulder tries to do its best to stay close to the ground or connected to the earth, twisting and moving, breathing. Slow it down. Slow your roll. Stay connected to breath, nourishing the body. Finding alignment over and over and over. Taking one more deep breath wherever you are. Fill up. And share the breath out. So good. Slowly roll back to spine. Hugging both knees into the center. Coming into happy baby to find a final centering pose. Grabbing the outsides of the feet. Bringing the knees in close to the sides of the body. The knees towards the armpits. Whatever feels good for you. If this is too much, you can always keep the knees further apart, but bring the feet together. And just practice, play around. I think that's the beauty of being in our own home and doing our own practice, is that we get to really explore Maybe not feeling like you have to stay so structured. Go with what feels good. And if it doesn't feel good, change it. You have a choice in every moment to change what you are doing to help you feel better. And this isn't avoiding, this is not avoiding hard things. This is doing what makes things feel better, what helps you get through the hard things with a little bit more grace, with a little bit more compassion, with a little bit more understanding that maybe you just need to do it a different way, that the struggle isn't necessary. We can do hard things, but we don't have to stay in the hard thing. We can change. We have a choice. Make the shift. Come back to breath. Let it go. Good. One more big breath. And if it feels good, you can maybe straighten one leg and then the other. Maybe both legs want to come to straight. I like to grab the insides of my feet, the big toes, that ball of the foot, holding my legs open nice and wide, and press the tailbone down to the mat. That feels good. So we find that lengthening. This might be way too much for your body today, and that's okay. Come back in. You just come in and out of it. Full stretch, and then come back. Let go. Come out of it. Full stretch. Just like anything, we can lean in, and then pull back. Pull back just a little bit. Find that patience. It's not going to happen overnight. Come back to center, hug both knees in, and give yourself a nice big squeeze here this morning, wrapping the elbows around the shins, bringing the forehead towards the knees. Big squeeze. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hug it in. Take a breath. And surrender down into Shavasana. We'll just be here for a few moments here this morning. I have no idea what time it is, so I want to honor your time. I could be here for hours. As you find Shavasana, let the toes roll open. I like to spread my feet towards the edges of the mat. I bring my hands down by the sides of my body, flipping the palms towards the sky in that final receiving mode here. Final messages for our practice. Tucking the shoulder blades underneath you, the chin towards the mat, chin towards the chest, elongating the spine. And release the tongue away from the roof of the mouth so that the jaw is heavy and soft. Unwrinkle the brow. Let the ears even soften. The eyes are heavy in the socket. And pick a point on the body where you want to breathe in and out of. My low belly is calling me. My sacral area is calling me to breathe in and out. So I'm going to do my best to stay focused there for the remaining parts of our class. The Shavasana is our dessert of our practice, so I ask that you don't skip this part, even though it can be hard, even though it can feel pointless. There's so much connection that happens in these final few moments of stillness. This is where the practice really settles in. So do yourself a favor and give yourself the gift of this final moments, the gift of time. And breathe. And taking a nice big deep breath in through the nose. Fully let it go out your mouth. Start to wiggle the fingers and toes. And rolling the head gently side to side. Awakening the spine. And on the next big inhale, reach and stretch the hands up over the head, feeling like you're stretching as if you just woke up for the very first time. And as you're ready, roll yourself to one side or the other, using the arm as a pillow for your fetal posture. The Shavasana is a corpse pose and an energetic death of self. So take a moment to leave a piece of you behind that's no longer serving you, a thought process, a pattern, a habit. Let it go. And we roll to fetal, symbolizing our ability to begin again. Fresh life, fresh breath, fresh eyes, new intentions. What do you need right here? What is in your new beginning? What will you carry with you? And as you're ready, slowly press yourself up into a seated posture. This dog of mine is just hilarious. Coming into a seated posture, keeping the eyes closed or low. And just notice how you feel as you start to arrive back into this space, pressing the palms together at the heart center, bowing the chin ever so slightly as a gratitude moment. What are you grateful for? What are you feeling? I'm just so grateful to be beginning this practice again with you. Thank you so much for showing up, for allowing me to guide you, for putting yourself first this morning, for making your practice an important part of your day. May you carry this energy with you throughout the rest of the day and the week ahead. Taking a moment right here, right now, or maybe in the next little bit to set an intention. What do you want to carry with you this week? What's a mindset, a prayer, a wish, a mantra that really connects with you? How do you want to feel as you move through your life? What is it? As you're ready, inhale the hands to third eye center, our seat of intuition. The teacher in me honors, sees, and respects the teacher in you. Bowing forward, sealing our practice. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's an absolute honor to guide you. And this is a new beginning for me, and I'm so incredibly excited about that. And I look forward to sharing yoga with you often. My goal is to show up on Sundays as often as possible, and with hopes that I will be adding maybe a Wednesday evening practice. But this is what's really important to me in my life right now, is sharing my gifts. And it just lights me up to know that this gift could really enhance your life the way that it has enhanced mine. And I am also going to ask that in the receiving mode of sharing this gift, if it is in your capability to offer a donation. This is going to be a donation-based practice. So if you have $1 or however many bucks that you would like to share with me, I'm going to list my Venmo. It's pretty much just my name, and my name is unusual enough that probably you'll only find me. So if that feels good for you and you resonate with this practice, I would absolutely love to receive your donation in exchange so that I can grow this production. I have big lofty goals for this production, and that's going to take a lot. And so not only to complete that energy exchange, if that feels right for you, but also so that I can grow and share more and more and more, which is so exciting. So I just wanted to put that in there as well. And I really want to honor your time. So if you feel like this is good enough and you want to complete your practice here, that's wonderful. I am going to pull a card from my animal spirit deck, which I find to just be really beautiful messages of guidance based on the animals in our world and the spirit animals. So if you have the time and you want to hang out, and I'm going to move this candle so my dog doesn't burn her leg. She's in this beautiful yoga pose with us right now. I'm just going to take these final moments to really tap into what message is coming up to guide us for the week. And if you're listening on the replay, no matter what day, no matter where you are, hopefully this message will resonate with you as we just put some attention and intention into where we're at. And just trying to be a little bit more conscious in the way we move and breathe and gather, and what it means to develop a community, this yoga community here today, or the community close around you, or just what do we need? What do we need to fulfill our lives and to continue to slow down and remember in the moment what that means to slow down, to keep coming back to center, keep coming back to connection. Sometimes it's really hard to slow down. So what does that mean to you? What does it mean if it's hard to slow down? I'm just asking for a little bit of guidance here from our beautiful spirit animals that are always waiting to connect with us. Ooh, today we got the swan. I will come up and show the swan a little bit closer to the camera. So if I had a big production, the camera could come in and show the swan. So that's why donations will be awesome, because I am going to make this something really big and really special for all of us to enjoy. So stay on the lookout. But our swan is an air sign. So maybe that smudging at the beginning of class brought in this swan energy. I love that it's a swan today. I haven't really pulled this card very much. Where is she? Or he? Hello, swan. What are you looking at, swan? Adam Sandler. Swan. Oh, is she a spirit animal? No. Please hold. Water. Water. Swan is water. So our rose water mist is what brought her in. The swan is effortlessly creative, sensitive mystic, elegant power. The swan represents heightened creativity. In the Hindu mythology, the goddess Saraswati, the embodiment of language, creativity, and artistry, rides on the back of this graceful creature. The swan is ready to take us there, to the fluid realm of writing, creating, and reflecting. This potent and healing energy is not to be taken for granted or taken lightly. When the swan card appears, your soul is calling for attention, for solo time. Here we are, solo time. An inner voice is waiting to be heard, an inner vision likely to be revealed. When in balance, infinite creative power awaits you. When out of balance, you are agitated, snippy, and lacking vision. To bring into balance, solo time and writing. I couldn't have picked a better card if I tried. And I was actually thinking at the end of practice, a journaling prompt, if you are interested, would be what comes up when we slow down enough to listen? What comes up? What do you hear? What is that guidance? And write about it. Break out your journal, take a few minutes, try and not think too hard about it. No one will hopefully read it unless you want them to. It doesn't need to be shared. It is all for you. So take some solo time and write down what you hear when you slow down enough to listen. Writing and solo time will enhance your creativity of this beautiful swan. I'm going to come closer. show you this beautiful card. How amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I look forward to sharing more of this practice. Any reflection is so welcomed. Any comments, feedbacks, it's very dark. And yeah, I'm just really looking forward to the next time. So thank you. It is an honor to guide you and be here with you. And I hope to see you soon. Much love.